Social Zoom Factor, Episode 1.
Driving results in business these days takes something special. It's a combination of the right info and the right energy. Pam Moore has both and is here to help you avoid the pitfalls and guide your business and life by leveraging and integrating social media, powerful branding, and digital marketing. Welcome to Social Zoom Factor. Now it's time to live life zoomed.
Hello there, Zoomers. This is Pam Moore. Welcome to the very first episode of the Social Zoom Factor podcast. Huge thank you goes out to all of you who have made this possible and supported us along the way to get this project off the ground and launched. We could never have done it without your help and support, and I am so glad you're here listening today. Today, I'm going to share with you an overview of what you can expect from Social Zoom Factor, where we are, where we're going, and most importantly, what's in it for you. I'm also going to share a bit of my story, where I have been and how I got here. I've also queried some of the loyal fans of our current communities and asked them what questions they have regarding Social Zoom Factor. I'm going to answer the top 5 questions today. And finally, we will end with some solid tips to help you identify random acts of marketing, or RAMmies as we call them. Anyone who follows me on Twitter or via my blog at Pam Marketing Nut knows that I don't like RAMmies. They will eat every last morsel of your ROI for breakfast before you have time to wake up and say, good morning. So the next few episodes are going to dig into the details of how you can stomp random acts of marketing and focus on the actual tactics and strategies that will help you create an integrated online digital platform that will deliver real and measurable business results. As I always say, the only guarantee in business and life is change. And just as you get comfortable, all heck seems to break loose, doesn't it? And you usually find yourself in a sea of massive change. So I know that Social Zoom Factor is going to look very different a year from now, or even 2 months from now, than it is today. So hold tight, sit back, and let's zoom. Okay, first question is, who am I and why should you listen to me? I'm the co-founder of Marketing Nuts, a social media, digital marketing, branding, and conversion optimization agency that helps organizations from startup to Fortune 50 zoom real results. We do everything from social business, marketing strategy, content marketing, corporate training, workshops, speaking, to building websites, blogs, and everything in between. My co-founder is not only my partner in business, but also in life. We have been together for almost 17 years. Yes, I know, I'm dating myself. One key difference for us is that we did not create our business and agency as just a quick way to monetize new and social media. We did not enter into this venture just because we saw it as a get-rich-quick scheme. We were doing social media long before it was called social media. And most importantly, we both spent 15 plus years each working in the trenches of business in corporate America. So we know how to drive real business results. I was what one would consider a corporatepreneur. You know, the gal who was always given the projects that weren't funded, had no dedicated team, but had a revenue target on it that most VPs and directors would run from. But nope, not me. I raised my hand every time and took projects that started with a volunteer team of 3 people that turned into an 800-person business unit and revenue of $150 million in 18 months. And I have story after story to share with you, results in doing this. 5 key factors that enabled my success in corporate and today are, number 1, eliminating random acts of marketing by setting goals, developing a solid plan to get there with measurable results. The second is knowing myself, knowing our brand, and knowing our audience. It's critical that we get in the head of our audience and understand how we can provide the highest value to them at every turn. We must make the most of every conversation and brand touch point. Third is tapping into the power of the OPC, other people's community, and other people's content. Now, if that acronym inspires a little jingle in your head, yes, there is a song with the lyrics, OPP, you know me. And if you attend one of our social business workshops or hire us to work with your team or hear me speak, you are likely to not only sing that song, but I can guarantee you I will at least try to get you out of your chair and bust a move. Okay, I'll spare you any more singing today. The fourth key factor to success has been building an integrated platform that works when we're not working. I'm not talking about a blog or website that has social media buttons and a pretty Facebook page, though some people tend to think, okay, I've connected my Facebook button, so now I have an integrated platform. Nope, I'm referring to an integrated digital platform that fully aligns to your business goals, audience needs, and delivers rocking content and value that not only attracts your ideal customer, but most importantly, inspires them to engage with and buy from you. Okay, the fifth factor of success is that it's not just about clicks, traffic, or revenue. As I have always said, it's about the people. It's about connecting with real human beings in an authentic and meaningful way. It's not just about marketing taglines or fancy Facebook pages. It's more about how you can best inspire, educate, help, delight, and entertain. The truth is, social media, business, life doesn't have to be as complicated as we make it. We can put these things in a nutshell to help you understand. And our goal with Social Zoom Factor is to help you simplify the steps needed to Zoom both your business and life. If we inspire our audiences to connect with us with a goal of helping them achieve their goals, then we achieve our goals by default. Okay, inspire, connect, achieve is our agency tagline, and now you can understand why. Over the coming days, weeks, months, we will be digging in deep to these topics. We will be providing you with real solutions to your problems and tactics that you can implement today, not just read and dream about and try to understand. I will do my best to make it digestible, actionable, and easy for you to understand. So why did I leave corporate America? If everything was working so good, that's the first question I get. Why did you leave? Okay. I figured this is a perfect opportunity for me to answer this question. I had the entrepreneur bug since I was a small child, and I can always remember leading the neighborhood pet rock, Kool-Aid, or cookie sale, and my poor mom could hardly keep our cupboards full as I was always dragging the goods out and selling them. And I can remember, she'd say, well, Pam, you're taking all the cookies that we have. And I would say, but Mom, we got those for $2. I can go sell these for this amount and we'll be able to go buy 3 more packages. And from what I can remember as a 7-year-old child, I think it worked pretty well. I don't really know what she would say. She may have some different numbers in her head, but regardless, I was raised by a single mom who lived and worked in corporate banking for her entire career. So she helped me land a job starting at the age of 15 for every spring, summer, and Christmas break. And I'm not sure if she did that more to keep me out of trouble or for the experience. I think it was probably both. But by the time I graduated from high school, I had a pretty solid resume, better than most that were leaving college. So coming from a one-parent home, I knew my life path was literally up to me and God, and I knew that He had big plans for my life, and I wasn't going to let a small college budget stop me. I put myself through college and landed positions at amazing companies such as GE, Storage Tech, and Sun Microsystems within just a few years of graduating. I was truly living the dream. I was working on dream projects and having a blast. I stayed on this course for more than 15 years. However, once I had kids and was driving 1.5 hours each way to and from work in the snow, I knew there had to be a better way of life. And I can't hardly tell you this story without tearing up, but I can remember days, many days, of leaving my house in Colorado in the dark, in the snow, early in the morning, with my 2 kids that were 4 and 1 at the time. And I can remember picking them up McDonald's in the dark on the way to drop them off at daycare for a 1.5 hour drive that they had to be drug in the car. And then I would pick them up when I left work, and it would be dark, and they were lucky if they got something different. Maybe this time it was Burger King or Wendy's. We would rush home, another hour and a half in the snow, and get home in the dark and take baths and get to bed. And I just thought, why am I doing this? Why am I in this hamster rat race, this hamster wheel that I'm just going round and round, and I feel like I'm not getting to where I need to be. So I knew there had to be major changes made in our life. So first step, we left the Colorado snow, and we said, worst case, we're going to delete the terrible snow sled commute. And we moved to Florida. Luckily, we were both able to work remote for our employers at the time. I was working for Sun Microsystems, who had a great iWork program, and they were in the process of selling out to Oracle, and we could see the writing on the wall. So I was able to jump ship to one of the largest providers of virtual storage technology. It was there, though, that I realized I was losing my love for marketing, and I was losing the love for what at the time I had built my life around. I had built my identity around this corporate career that I had. And it hit me so very hard during that chapter of my life. I realized I was no longer following my passions and that I was no longer even enjoying what I did. And so for those of you who follow me in my blog, this is why I write about passion so much, because I was there, I lived it, and I know when I lost passion, the quality of my work and enjoyment for everything that I did suffered. So I started to work on my transition plan to escape the corporate world. I took a local job at a growing $30 million company. And at that time, that was small compared to a lot of the large organizations I had most recently been at. At that point, I did not care about the title or even the salary. I just wanted my life back. I wanted time with my family. I wanted to be able to see my kids and fall in love with marketing and business again. So I was promised that I would have all of these things, that I would no longer have to work the 24-hour days, 7 days a week. Well, as you can guess how the story goes, it's not quite how it worked out. Even though we took the company from a $30,000 negative monthly run rate with their online digital store to a $1.5 million run rate in less than 3 months by leveraging social, content marketing, email marketing, it still wasn't enough. I was still working 24/7 and the goal just kept going up and up. I was still getting the texts at 6 a.m. every single day, 7 days a week. So you think this marketing nut was going to spend the next 5 years doing the same thing? No way. So I turned in a financial plan that required the right amount of staffing and resource that would enable me to take my life back. I knew that this move was likely going to get me walked out the door. Well, as you guessed it, within 5 minutes of emailing the plan, I was asked to leave. I packed up my box. I drove away. Every tear that started to roll down my face that day was wiped with my hand of courage and faith. And it was at that moment I knew I would never go back to corporate. It was at that moment I knew it was time to start my own business. I knew it was time for me to help other marketing and business leaders. I knew it was time for me to help them educate their executive management so that they could avoid the same struggles that I had had. I knew I could help so many more people and businesses from outside of corporate than I could inside of one company. And I will never forget that day, driving into my driveway of our dream home in my dream car at the time with my husband, who was laid off at the time, standing there telling him, "Honey, I just got fired." So imagine that day. Life in business, though, is truly about relationships. As I had been working in corporate for 15 years, I had a solid community of agencies and consultants that I had leveraged for their services. I had literally helped pay their mortgages for years, and they had been telling me for some time that I should start my own agency. I was driving them nuts inside the walls of corporate, and they were there for me from day one to help us launch. And they said, "Go ahead and start it, and we're going to help you get off the ground." And that they did. So at that time, we decided it was time for us to start our own agency. And we figured if Pam could simply make some consulting dollars on the side, worst case, we'd be fine. Josh landed a job within a few short months of being laid off, just as we knew he would. He wound up at Web Trends working on some killer projects with Facebook and Fortune 50 brands that I can't mention. I immediately hopped on social, and it seemed the planets nearly aligned right in front of my eyes. The social networks just worked with my brain, my fingers typing, and the content I had to share that was just exploding from me that people just ate up from the minute I jumped online. So we knew we were on to something big right away. My husband joined me full-time in late 2011. We sold our first agency by 2012, and we are now on to our second, the Marketing Nuts agency, and plan to hold on to it as long as we can, at least for now. So we have had a blast, I'll tell you. I wouldn't change our course for anything. Have there been hard times? Yes. Have there been long days and nights? Of course. But would I turn back the clock and not take this journey? Never. So this leads us to the top 5 questions our community asked us regarding the launch of Social Zoom Factor. First question is, why are you launching Social Zoom Factor? Aren't there already enough resources to help people do social media? Okay. Our goal with Social Zoom Factor is not to help you just do social media. Our goal is to bring you the resources you need to help you Zoom your business and your life. We are going to share with you the exact strategies and tactics that we know will help you build your business, serve your audience, and most importantly, have a life. So we are about helping you live your life Zoomed. It's so much more than a Facebook page or a Twitter account, because when you can get these things to work together, you will improve your business and your life. Of course, there are plenty of resources out there to help you do social media. The issue is, this is the problem, my friend. You need to stop doing social media. You need to start focusing less on how you can do social and more on how you can be socially relevant. I'm not only referring to engagement and good conversation. We are going to help you leverage social and other marketing strategies and tactics in a way that will help you meet your business goals and drive the highest value for your audience. We are going to help you connect the dots. Though some may want to sell you the quick cookie cutter solution or the magic social business pill, the truth is it doesn't exist. There is no cookie cutter solutions. You have no choice but to get in the head of your target audience the best program you possibly can. So what exactly is Social Zoom Factor? Is it a podcast, a blog, training, or what? Good question. Social Zoom Factor will be the home and dynamic platform for an entire suite of services to help entrepreneurs to Fortune 100 brands Zoom their business and life. We are launching to market first with the podcast and will follow with training, online events, offline events, and more. So what about your existing social communities and platforms? Are you giving up on them? No, we're not. Our existing communities are what really inspired us to build and launch this platform. In addition to my blog at pammarketingnut.com, our agency blog, and other social communities, we host Get Real Chat, an online Twitter chat every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Not only does Get Real Chat deliver more than 30 to 65 million impressions in 1 hour every week, it brings together some of the smartest minds in the industry. We have hosted such guests and sponsors as IBM, UPS, AT&T, WebTrends, Whirlpool, Forrester Research, Shop.ca, American Marketing Association, and the list goes on. It's the feedback from this community and others that is asking, practically begging for us to give them more. They need more resources. They need face-to-face events to learn. They need to get in our heads so we can help them get in the heads of their customers and provide the highest value to them possible. Next question is, what will Social Zoom Factor offer that your other platforms and communities don't offer? Key word here is scalability. Okay, scalability with both quality and quantity. So I love blogging and writing killer content that connects with real human beings. The issue is it does not scale. For example, it would take me much longer than 30 minutes to write this same content that I am providing to you in the podcast you are listening to right now. So the key benefit of Social Zoom Factor is that we are going to be able to increase not only the level and quality of content, but also the quantity. We are going to leverage the latest in new media and technology to deliver you the content when and where you need it. We'll have everything from the 5-minute podcast that you can take with you to walk the dog or do the dishes to a 30-minute podcast to help you avoid road rage while on your commute. We'll soon have an entire university of online training modules and a community to support you. We will bring the best resources, experts, and content to you in the best way we know how. We will tap into the power of Google Hangouts, videos, webinars, and wherever the tech evolution may lead us. Our goal is to help you live life Zoomed and have fun while doing it. Question number 5 is, how can you get involved? Okay, this is easy. You're starting at the right place. The podcast is where we're starting. We encourage you to subscribe for updates at socialzoomfactor.com/subscribe and check out all the great resources we have available for you already. Please send your feedback for what you want to hear from us on these podcasts. You can tweet or email us your questions. We will soon have a form you can submit a voice or written note, and we will include the questions in the podcast. Check out our blog at socialzoomfactor.com. There you will find tons of resources, announcements, events, and products and services as they become available. You can also join our weekly Get Real Chat at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. If you are new to social, it is a great way to connect and build your community and be part of a community that is already supporting one another in both business and life. And finally, I promised that I would kick off our discussion on random acts of marketing, or RAMIs as we call them. You know how it goes. It's a Monday morning, and you're headed into the Monday marketing meeting. After you get through the standard agenda items, the conversation moves on to new ideas and projects. You somehow wind up getting volunteered for the next big project. Your colleagues look at you with that poor Pam raised eyebrow look, though nobody in the room is brave enough to state what needs to be said. That you don't have the budget to implement it. And even worse, what happened to the last 5 projects that we're committed to that also have no budget? Why are we adding yet another? So what just happened in this Monday meeting? You just got a serious serving of the Monday morning RAMIs delivered to you personally. How do you know if you have a case of the Rams? Number 1, it's not funded. Number 2, it's not in the plan. Number 3, is it's not integrated. And number 4, you have no metrics for success. If your project has these attributes, you better figure it out quick. You must get the project first properly funded. Second, determine how it fits into your plan, if at all. How is it going to help you achieve your business goals? How will it provide value to your audience? Third, you must get it integrated with your marketing and communication activities that are already in process. And fourth, you must determine your metrics for success. So what happens when you have no metrics for success? You're going to walk into another one of those glorious Monday morning meetings a few months from now, and your executive stakeholder is going to look at you and say, "Hey, Pam, what happened to that project you took on a few months ago? How are we tracking?" How are you going to answer these questions? You can't reply with, "Sorry, it wasn't funded," or "Sorry, it didn't get planned properly and it wasn't integrated." And you surely cannot reply with, "We never set goals or metrics for success." So your best course of action is to identify the RAM, random act of marketing, and figure out how you are going to stomp those RAMIs once and for all. Stay tuned for the next episode, and we'll be digging into these exact topics. We are determined to help you put an end to random acts of marketing. For now, you can download our white paper, 10 Tips to Stomp Random Acts of Marketing, at socialzoomfactor.com/no-rams. Thank you so much for joining today. I hope you received tremendous value from this first podcast. Have a beautiful and RAMI-free day, Zoomers. That's a wrap.
If you're ready to Zoom your business and Zoom your life, then don't let the end of this episode be the end of your journey. Visit socialzoomfactor.com/Zoom for incredible free resources and guides. And be sure to join the Social Zoom Factor mailing list so you never miss an episode. We'll see you next time on Social Zoom Factor.